guys. This is episode 2 of season 2 of Heartfelt Expressions with Katara Speaks. I am a bit emotional. I just finished the main segment of this episode, and I'm going to be processing after college with you guys. Yeah, it's gonna get real deep. Yeah, let's get into it, shall we? I'm feeling a bit anxious right now. I am in the middle of making myself some fried rice. Fried rice with eggs. So I wanted to document, mindfulness. Anxiety. I have been feeling this, throughout the years of my life, and this feeling right now, it's like in the pit of my stomach. Similar to butterflies, but not really. It's a bit of a vulnerable moment right now. So, what am I anxious about? I am about to do some yearly reflections since I graduated college. And I had wins since college. I did stuff in my life. Though where I am now, it feels like I did stuff in my life. Especially in regards to finances. So I know there's going to be good times when I look back. People put so much pressure on, after you go to college, after you graduate, you should have a great paying job. I never went to college for a great paying job. I knew from the jump that I wanted to create my own businesses. I was going to drop out my first semester to do so. I've been pursuing that. I've been trial and error. I remember my professors would say, hey, businesses fail. About 90% of businesses fail. And then after the first 5 years, only 10% or something will survive. But who here has the personality to keep going? To get up and try again. Look around you, look to your left, look to your right. Not everyone is going to fulfill what they thought they wanted. And that's okay. Will that be you? Would you keep going? It's okay if you're not. You just made different decisions in your life. Though if you are determined, keep going. Whew. So now that I am here, I was in high school. People expected me to be, quote unquote, the most successful. Because of my academics, because I excelled in everything I did. I had so many leadership roles and so many clubs. Super talented, Asian. And now, at this point in my life, I was like, dang, I feel like a failure. Yeah, because I don't have much to show for the progress that I made. And it sucks, for real. So, I'm anxious about actually doing these reflections. I'm also excited to give myself credit when it's due. Going through the photos, going through the events that I did. Because I actually did a lot. I actually did a heck of a lot. A lot of trial and error. And feeling anxious, man. It's part of the process. Processing my emotions, I know that this is not gonna last forever. This feeling that I'm a failure, because I know that I'm not. Objectively, when I looked at all the things that I accomplished in my life, I am not a failure. That I am worthy regardless of how much money in my bank account. I am worthy regardless of the people I know and those who know me. I made a lot of connections in my life, though that should not define me, you know? It should not define my character, who I am. Not even my accomplishments. Like, I accomplished a lot. Though, I guess I never really celebrated it fully. I just had it checked off a list. It's like, oh, you did it. So I remember that I said in my reflections, I felt as if I didn't change from year to year in my academic years. That wasn't the whole truth, honestly, because I did change. I just didn't acknowledge my wins. I did accomplish a lot, honestly. I traveled a lot. I did a lot. I met a lot of people. I guess the wins that I did have, I didn't give myself enough celebration. So I'm used to the habit of always looking forward to the next best thing. And when it happens, I'm still looking forward instead of appreciating now the mindfulness and what I already done. Yeah. Because I did accomplish a lot of things that I set up. For example, I wanted to be, as a kid, I wanted to be a professional soccer player. Well, I was in a league. It wasn't the nationals, but I was in a league and we got first place every time. And I was a starter for a lot of games. So, yeah, why did I forget that? How did I forget that, you know? I did great. I fulfilled that dream that I had as a kid. And I realized that after I got my dream, it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. I remember I wanted to speak on stages all around the world. I have not fulfilled that all the way through, but I have spoke on multiple stages, so many places. It felt really good. It did. Although I realized there is more than one dimension to me than just speaking and performing on stages. It was eye-opening because that's what I've been wanting a majority of my life. And then when I got it, I was like, dang. It's not all that I hyped it up to be. Like, it's great. It feels really good. Though, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? I also did, I joined multiple things, clubs, organizations, been mentored by people. It felt good. I did voice acting. I did administrative work. I did marketing. I did communications. I did the things that thought will bring me fulfillment, in a sense, to do the building blocks to building my own businesses. And I realized that, yes, it's fun to do it for other people, though I think it's more fulfilling to do it for myself, to build these things and really make something new. So I'm learning I am learning. And yeah, I feel my emotions, especially when I look at my peers. People has houses, people has high paying jobs, security, benefits, pension, and the choices that I made, I am, solid in my decisions. Though if I compare myself to other people, it feels like, dang, I'm a failure. It's like, what are you doing with your life? And I get embarrassed to hang out with people, from that period in my life, because, yeah, I don't want to tell people about my ups and downs, my failures, my successes, because what's that? That's in the past. Even though it still happened, I want to have something tangible that I can show now, Though, I guess the most important thing is loving myself. And I'm not sure how tangible that is for people. It's like that's an absolute win for me. Loving myself. Though in society, in comparative standpoints, when you talk to your peers and stuff, it's like, oh wow, cool, you love yourself, okay, but what are you doing with your life? What are you, or how much money you have? And right now I do not have that tangible number, though I have so much peace. I don't have that tangible number, though I have so much peace within myself, so much joy in my life, so much unconditional love. I feel so successful, even though the comparison game is not so fun at this moment. It's like, I don't want to compare myself to anyone. Though it's kind of hard when people on social media share the best highlights. Wow, this is started as a processing thing for myself. Though I might change this into an episode, depending how the audio sounds, because it's real, it's only was that the second or third week of 2024, and I'm reflecting since my years of after graduation, and the highlights is fun. See what I'm doing here? I'm minimizing the highlights. Oh my gosh. So no, I cherish the highlights. I had so much time with my family. I made friends. I did. I got community. Some of them came and left, but memories remained. I gained lessons. I went through therapy. Took that step for my peace. And now I have so much peace. I traveled the world, y'all. I did. I met some incredible people. Made amazing connections. I performed a lot. I did. Ever since college. I performed a lot in college. Though after college, oh my gosh, I performed a heck of a lot in front of so many people. So I guess after I fulfilled that dream, I realized I wanted more. I feel like dreams isn't something you have one of them and it lasts your whole life. It's okay if you change your mind. Because I fulfilled a lot of things that I wanted to do. It took a lot of me time. I did. Played a lot of video games, card games, board games. Listened to a lot of music. And creating this podcast is wholesome. It really is. It's not perfect. That's the point of it. That is not perfect. It would be better if the audio is like crisp. That is ideal. Though the main point of it is for it to be raw. My pronunciation might not be the best, though you guys just hearing me be myself and processing and telling you guys stories. I hope you guys still understand what I say. This podcast is little to no edits, and I like it that way, because when I first began everything, editing all of it, recording so many times, I realized as the episodes went on, I added more humor, added more of my personality to it, to this podcast. For example, I was advertising this podcast. I was telling people on social media. I'm not sure if it became the actual take that got pushed out to the world. I said, this is take number 156, people. 156. Hopefully this is the last take. I over-exaggerate sometimes, and it's kind of funny. I really do take a lot of takes before. I counted. One time I did over 60 takes of a 3-minute video. Over 60. And it was ridiculous. So imagine doing that for every single episode. Imagine doing that for every single video. It's too much. And it was exhausting. So going forward, I'm doing things differently. Being more mindful. Being in the moment. Celebrating my wins. Feeling my emotions. It's okay to feel emotions. It's okay to be vulnerable. Like, I sometimes am hesitant, whatever that grammar, whatever it is, right? I'm hesitant to, I was hesitant, changing my phrasing. I was hesitant to share my vulnerability when I'm emotional, because it's shattering the image that I created so long ago, that I was always peachy cream, always happy. I realized after doing research, that's what people call toxic positivity. I only focus on the positive, but I was feeling so much turbulence inside that I ignored all the other emotions, and I deem those emotions as quote-unquote bad. That I didn't feel them, and it affected me. I tried to exude so much positivity that when I had that flip back to me, when someone else did the same thing that I used to live, it felt invalidating. I remember doing it to myself, and my family expected good representation, so I put that pressure onto myself. And then when other people did the same to me, I felt as if that all my problems were irrelevant and not important and non-existent, that what my life was, it was very dark, was not true, that I just had to focus on the positives. And I tried, I really did try to focus on the positives. It's easier said than done. And when you're in the pitch of depression, of burnt out, of that darkness, saying focus on the positives and everything's gonna be okay, feels invalidating. People may have the best intentions, though at the wrong timing it could hurt really bad. So I am not so sure about how people's intentions were. People might have had the best intentions in my life, though I perceive them, as I said in previous episodes, as a nightmare because of how dark I was experiencing life. Though that doesn't make it fact that they're quote unquote a bad person towards me. It's just my interpretations, I'm not sure, though my experience was valid and my feelings was valid in that I perceived that period of my life as the worst the worst segment of my life, or one of the worst thus far. So yeah, the thought patterns might not line up, and that might be logical, because additional information can change the whole perspective. Though what I felt was what I felt, and I'm reflecting on things and giving grace, giving myself grace, giving other people's grace. Does not mean welcoming people back into my life. Does not mean that what happened did not happen. Just because we give people grace does not mean that actions and words said were justified. No. It's like it could be justified in the sense that everyone has a backstory, everyone's going through life, though it does not excuse behaviors and words said. Yeah, feelings was hurt. I realized that sometimes I do this in episodes, that I try to retract things. I try to go back and revise the things that I said to make it seem okay. The emotional bits and pieces when I speak, or the mistakes that I done. If it sounds off, I try to correct it, because I do not do much edits here. I don't have to do that. Going forward, guys, what I said is what I said. This is a process for me. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm processing, and it's a journey. And the point of this season 2, is to document the journey. I want to record once a week because it shows where I am. Before, I used to batch record everything and put them out. Now I am giving myself grace of a weekly recording to show you guys and myself, when I look back on these episodes, where I was. I'm like, wow, I was on a high the end of 2023, and I was mellow in the first episode, the first week or second week. Now, going into the third week, I am feeling a type of way of doing reflections again. Why am I doing reflections again? I came across, my food's getting cold. I probably had to heat this up again. I really wanted to share this, record this. It was initially just for me. It really was. And I wanted to capture it. So I was listening to a podcast episode, and I saw on YouTube Mel Robbins did like a challenge, 6 questions reflecting on 2023, diving deep, reflecting on our highlights, which I already did in 2023 reflections, the last episode of season 1, though these questions was deeper. Going through my phone, going through my calendar, and every month 3 highlights, and I was anxious. I was anxious to look at my quote-unquote highlights because I deleted so much. I deleted so many photos. I deleted so many videos. I was so hurt last year and the year before in 2022 that I wanted to erase history. I wanted to erase all that pain. I had so much pain, y'all, that there's gaps. There's gaps in the timeline, and as the years goes on, memories fade, as memories do. So even the highlights is ignored or overlooked because I don't remember it, maybe due to trauma or because I deleted all that. Or both, or both. And when I want to do the highlights of 2023, 2022, and 2021, because after graduation, I want to see how my life was in celebration. The point is celebrating my wins rather than reflecting on not so wins. The not so wins. Yeah. So this is a process. I feel less anxious now that I talked about it. I'm hungry. I didn't eat yet, but you guys heard me make food. I'm gonna heat this up again. This fried rice. Luckily, fried rice is really easy to make, guys. So even when I reheat this, it's still gonna taste delicious. It's still gonna taste delicious. If this audio sucks, so be it. If it's like super, super trash, you guys will never hear it. Maybe you guys might hear it because authenticity, and it might appear from the archives one day in the future if it's super trash. But if it's not, this is episode 2, season 2, and this is like a really long episode. Like, wow, it's almost 30 minutes long from the main segment alone, without the intro and outro and the music and all that jazz. I had a lot on my heart. I had a lot on my mind, and yeah, I wanted to share this mindfulness with you guys, this processing and reflecting. Yeah. All right, we went through this episode, guys. For those who listen and went through it all the way, it was vulnerable. I'm still feeling my emotions. I want to, get out and record this when I'm in a better mood. I feel like this is authentic. I hope you guys got to know me a little better, that it'll help you guys reflect on your own lives. If you know someone who can relate to it, share with them, I will have a question in Spotify that you guys can answer. You guys can follow, give me a review, give the podcast episode a review, not me, or the podcast, whatever, you know what I mean. And we will have more episodes to come, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, I see y'all soon.